So, majority of people in the cryptocurrency space do not look at the S&P 500, they do not look at the Nasdaq, and they think crypto just moves because of crypto-y stuff. It's wrong. Massive alpha in this video. I hope you appreciate it. In terms of understanding why Bitcoin will move in such a way, and why it's interesting to note that other people's opinions may be a little bit off because they're only looking at one narrative. So, the S&P 500, 509 top US stocks. I will show you on a screen a very good little bit of confluence using the chart. However, they will react to earnings, they will react to the CPI updates, the interest rate hikes, but most important, fear, recession, actual spending cuts, things going wrong, spending habits of people, which is why I'm bearish on Bitcoin in the short term. Reason, we are following it to a T. We have been for a while. So, on the screen, I'm going to show you. So, Bitcoin. Not a lot has happened over the last few weeks. It's been pretty boring, but I want to show you something. Okay, so if you go into the plus signal here, put in this ES1 exclamation mark, S&P 500 futures. Put it as a new panel at the bottom. Now, you're probably not seeing a lot here in terms of confluence of the entire market, but this is on the 4-hour time frame. I'll show you on a shorter time frame. But there is a collaboration between a lot of things in terms of if you zoom out enough, you can see how Bitcoin is rising as the S&P is. S&P weekend sort of element here, and then obviously a drop as the S&P falls. Again, going up, so is Bitcoin. But this is on the 4-hour time frame, right? Go a little bit lower, maybe the 15-minute time frame. You can see a very, very interesting confluence in terms of how things are moving in the entire market. Now, the reason why this is a little bit of alpha, as you would say, is sometimes you can read what's going to happen when you look at the overall structure of the entire chart. The S&P, the Nasdaq, the Dow Jones are all in really bad downtrends. That's giving you an idea. In the next 2 to 3 weeks, you're going to get earning season for a lot of the top stocks. If they're bad, you're going to probably find some problems with Bitcoin, right? But the fact of the matter is, a lot of people trade off this. The information that you've got ahead of you is telling you why Bitcoin has been moving in the way it is. We are nowhere near, decoupling from this. I mean, look at that. From the 3rd to now, we have literally mirrored it. Absolutely mirrored it. Ridiculous, right? So how do you play this? Look at the higher time frames on the S&P 500. So if we literally just go to the futures market here, let's just remove this, go on to the higher time frames, a 3-day chart or something like that, and let's look at what is this telling us. Well, overall you can see that we've had this impulse, we're pulled up into the 618 levels, we've melted all the way down. I think we're going to go lower just due to the fact of how the structure is looking. It's not looking great, but we're also a part of a massive bull run here. We have been in a 15-year bull cycle in the S&P, the Nasdaq, etc. A lot of people have been very, very happy with their gains. This is a recession, we're correcting. And this is why I can't get my head around why people are, on one hand, showing the narrative of Bitcoin, but on the other hand, being a little bit blind in terms of what's actually happened outside of the fence. You need to be very, very careful with that. So what I will say is, look at the other markets, because if this is bad, why go long? Literally, why go long? There's no reason to go long anyways at the moment, because it's not a swing trading sort of metric. It's nothing that gives you an opportunity to go, oh, let's go long. Nothing's happening, right? A lot of people are waiting on what's happening here. We've got midterms coming up, we've got earnings coming up, we've got more interest rate hikes, we've got more CPI prints to kind of get a head around. But again, if I just zoom out even more, this entire market has been on a monster run. Look at how fat people have got with wealth. And you're trying to go long on Bitcoin as it's potentially correcting and it could be more severe. It's an interesting point, I know. But people may think it's bearish. I call it common sense. In my opinion, if we go lower, Bitcoin will eventually fall through that level. Just the way it is. We haven't really seen a big, massive drop-off just yet in certain data. If that does happen, if is a key word here, we're going to see the sentiment of Bitcoin get affected, i.e. more bearish. So, there we go. If If you got this far, as always, check out the links. Patreon, really good. Extra videos on there every single week. But yeah, if you like this sort of stuff, let me know. Bit of psychology for you. Watch that chart. It's important.